I love riding my bike. It's the best thing. It's ruined my life at times, but it's also probably saved my life as well. As soon as something becomes your work, it kind of sadly does take the fun away. But at the same time, when that's happened, when I'm just like burnt out on riding my bike and working and coaching, funnily enough, the way I go and recharge and rejuvenate the stoke is how I go ride my bike. So it's bittersweet, isn't it? Bike's literally our life. I think riding bikes has had a lot of different meanings to me over the last 20 years. Learned to ride a bike when I was 3, which is pretty early, I think. And I don't remember it, but my mum said like it was a couple of days until I was trying to wheelie and looping out over the back wheel and stuff. So I've always just tried to push myself and push the limits of what's possible. Even before, like obviously at 3-4 years old, you don't know what a wheelie is, but you're like exploring. And I guess that's a pretty good description of what I'm like as a person in everything. Like anything I do, I'm just like always thinking how I can do it better, how I can improve, how I can learn from it.
Probably give yourself more room by positioning yourself on the left-hand side of the trail. And then right before the drop, you want to get down close to your bike, so that then when the bike pitches away, you can let that happen instead of having straight arms and getting pulled over the edge. That's basically like fundamental base skills and what I would say when I'm describing how to ride this with control.
Since starting coaching in 2019, my riding has skyrocketed. To be able to coach somebody in anything, you have to have a total understanding of that skill or whatever it is you're trying to teach. EWS Tweed Valley 2022. That was my first ever Enduro World Series. I'd done 2 Enduro races before that. The motivation for me to do that event was for the last 3 years. At that time I'd been coaching basically Enduro riders, young, super talented, super motivated Enduro riders looking to break onto that scene eventually. And I've got a lot of riding experience and a lot of racing experience, but only in downhill. The fact that 90% of the people that I was coaching were focused on Enduro, I felt like I wanted to have a better understanding of the demands of that discipline to be able to advise and help and guide and coach that group of riders that I work with.
It's going to be a good one. 3 weeks away. Ludonvielle, which is round 5, I think, and then I'm going to go to Switzerland to visit some friends, have a bit of a holiday, and then back to France for Châtel.
Finished 3rd overall in my first ever Enduro World Series. I don't think anybody's podiumed in the elite field at their first event. I won 2 stages on that weekend as well, which took me by surprise. It took a lot of other people by surprise. Yeah, that was definitely the beginning of a new chapter. Coaching is a very selfless thing, but it's also been like an incredible development of my skills. But specific training wise, yeah, I'm at probably a major disadvantage just because I don't have the time to dedicate to specific fitness or strength training, or even going away to different venues to get used to a bike on different terrain and all that jazz. Like, that's not something I do. In fact, I've probably ridden my bike 3 times in the last 8 weeks, from the last block of racing to now. I'm leaving on Monday for myself. Like, that's just the way it is, and I've accepted that. And I think that's had to be taken into consideration when I'm so overcritical and analytical of my performance, because I know that if everything's going well, I'm fresh, I'm fit, I'm strong, I can podium at one of these races, but I'm not there yet. I started coaching in 2019, not really with the motivation to become coach. It was more the environment that I knew I was going to be putting myself in was so much better and more productive to a good, happy lifestyle compared to what I was in at that time. And I'll stand by that. The people that I work with, my entire friends group, are incredible. And I think that's been one of the biggest learns, is like your environment can have such a big influence on everything. And I feel like I owe so much to those people in that company and those brands that I've been working for and with. Got me to a whole different place that I probably would never have got to, like, if I hadn't got that job. Working with brands like Seven Mesh and having them come on board as a personal sponsor of mine, and also supporting that whole small community, if you like, within my workplace is sick, because we've all just got the same goals, the same motivations of just like doing the best we possibly can. Everybody just loves being outside. Everybody's so friendly. The Tweed Valley itself is just blowing up. The trail network's incredible. Development Mountain Bike in Scotland is based literally down the road at Glentress. Like, it's such a hub of activity and pro cycling that it's impossible not to get brought along with that.